Hey everyone, thanks for coming back for another anime figure opening today. As you can see, we have 5 anime figures here in front of us. But today, we are going to open none of them. Yep, that's right. We're going to open none of those figures. Instead, we're going to open up the second season Spring Hatsune Miku figure. So let's take a look. Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming back for another anime figure opening video today. Today we're going to be opening up a figure that I was expecting to open, but I didn't realize it was going to come out so soon. Apologies again that we have not opened any of the other figures that we have amassed over the months and even years. We will get to them, I promise. But every time I go to the game center, I end up winning another figure. And this is the perfect example of that. I was intending on getting this figure, but I got a different version to the one I wanted. I'll explain that in more detail later, but for now, let's take a look at our second season Spring Hatsune Miku figure. Now, I absolutely love these figures. They come out every 3 months, hence being seasonal, and of course this one being our spring figure. And last year's spring figure was adorable. It was Miku with her school outfit getting ready to start the new season of school. Seemed a little bit creepy, but this one feels a little bit more adult and a little bit more mature, so this looks like a much better version. So from the front, as you can see, Hatsune Miku is dressed up as some Easter bunny kind of character, and this looks absolutely adorable. I'm really excited to open her up. But looking at the box, at the top we have our title and Jaya Prize logos up here. We have our Hatsune Miku logo up here. And then down here we have our Hatsune Miku figure second season spring. And this is the first version. I will explain the 3 different versions later and how this was not the version I wanted. But I'm happy regardless because it looks adorable from the front. Just hopefully that the details look a bit better. There was a second and third version. The second version you can only win in a specific game center. And in Kansai, there was only 1 shop available, so I very quickly gave up with that. But while I was down in Nipponbashi in Taito, this is how we won this figure. But anyway, we got our hands on 1 version of this figure, so it doesn't matter. Either way, she looks beautiful. Now, changing over to the side, you can see we have a side view over here, and then over here we have a back view. Oh, look at that little leg kick. On the other side, or perhaps we could call this the true front, you can see Hatsune Miku all nicely zoomed in, a bit of a close-up on her face, one hand saluting, that's pretty funky. Again, same logo. And then over here we have some art. This art looks absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I'm really impressed with this. I'll put the name of the artist at the bottom because I can't find the information while I'm looking at it through my camera. But if you're interested in this art style, I mean, definitely check out some of their other work. I highly recommend people do this because this is not their only artwork. There is a lot. And then on the top, we also have our Hatsune Miku second season spring version title, and on the bottom is the same. Now, interestingly, there is no warning information. Oh, sorry, apologies. There's a tiny bit of warning information, but not much. There you go. All right, I've gone on for a few minutes now, so let's get this open. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, so of course we have 3 pieces of tape to hold down the corners and the edges of this. So not too much. Put the knife away and get this open. Oh yeah, she comes in a plastic case. This just makes me so much happier. Okay, here we go. Oh, you can't really see too much there. Okay, so we have some plastic covering the front of our Miku. We have our stand at the back. I believe this is her basket here, separately packaged. All right, let me get this unpacked and we'll go through each piece separately. Give me 1 second. Now, before I go unwrapping any of this, I just want to show you that there are actually 5 different separately packaged pieces here. So I'm going to have to put some of these bits together for us to actually look at the figure properly. But this is how you will receive it in that plastic case we saw over there. Okay, now I will start going through each piece separately. Here we go. Okay, so stand. So here is the stand for our Hatsune Miku second season spring version figure. And as you can see, this looks absolutely wonderful. Look at all these little beautiful pattern going around the side here. Easter eggs, ribbons, flowers. I guess this year's spring theme is Easter. Last year was school. And it's interesting because each season these themes change just a little bit to align with that time of year. But this is a beautiful see-through yellow color. And then as you can see, there's a little bit of text. Possibly you can make it out now. It says who the artist is. I can't see that because I'm looking at my screen, but again, I'll put it at the bottom of the screen one more time. I can see the Krypton Future Media Inc. and some website, title called Made in China. But wonderful, what a beautiful little stand. Okay, let's put this down. And then of course the Miku figure herself. And oh my god, this is absolutely stunning. For a figure that's come out of a UFO catcher from the Game Center, I'm really impressed with the level of detail that's gone into making this figure. It's unbelievable to take a look at. But of course we're going to go through each piece separately so we can have a look together. So let's start off by looking at her face. Now, as you can see in this version's figure, her face has her eyes wide open. Her eyes have a beautiful greeny, yellowy kind of purple tint to them. And they take up a large section of her face. She also has some blusher on her cheeks, her nose sticks out slightly, and her mouth is wide open. There are also some little teeth in there, which makes it look a little bit more realistic. Yeah, this is adorable. Now, as I mentioned, this is the version 1 figure. There are actually 2 other versions. One has her winking, so one eye closed, and then the figure that you can only win online has both eyes winking, so you can't see her eyes at all. But they are very, very expensive, and as I mentioned, there's only one shop that sells the 1 wink figure, sorry, by sell I mean allows you to win, in Kansai, and that's down in Abeno in Osaka. But any version of this figure is absolutely adorable, so I highly recommend you try and pick up the one that you want the most, although this one is definitely going to be the most common. Now, let's move into her hair, and you can see that her fringe doesn't really cover much of her face. She does have a big chunk kind of covering the middle, but it leaves both sides open for her eyes. This is a wonderful design choice. Her hair comes down into 2 separate sections over here and over this side, although this is covered more by a ribbon. And I love that this has this kind of, I don't know how to put it, kind of steamy look to it, where it's gone from a solid color to a kind of translucent plastic. Misty, I guess is the word I'm looking for, but it looks absolutely awesome. You can also see on her head she has 2 massive, massive bunny ears, and these look cool from both sides, one sticking up and one flopping down. And then there's a lovely pink center there just to show that they are more realistic. Although that we can see this is a headband clearly because she has the strap there behind. She also has some flowers on the front of her hair. She has 2 there, and then she has a 3rd one here on this adorable pink ribbon. Again, a wonderful, wonderful design choice. And then finally, moving down the hair, she has 2 strands coming off. This one down here comes down into this wonderful clear kind of misty icy look plastic, and again that is exactly the same over here, and I love these wonderful little strands kind of sticking off so that they have a little bit more detail. But wonderful, this is such a cool design, and I'm so happy and so pleased whenever I see a Hatsune Miku figure like this. So there you go, that is the head and the hair. Stunning, stunning figure. Okay, now moving down her body, we do have a lot of different bits of clothing here to make, and I'm going to make a disclaimer right now. I do not know what many of these bits of clothing are called. So I'm going to try my best. If I am wrong, please grill me in the comments. I have no clue as to some of these pieces, but we'll try our best. So on her neck, you can see that she has this kind of collar, and it's just on its own, and it's not attached to anything else. I feel like it's a very, very weird choice to wear. It doesn't seem very practical, but it's pretty cute. It's adorable. And she has this wonderful pink bow on the front with a small white flower. Wonderful, wonderful. You can also see that she is wearing this, I'm gonna call crop top. What it is covering just her breasts only, which is important because that makes these videos available for everyone to watch. And this has some awesome kind of frilly looking patterns to it. There are 4 blue dots in the middle, some nice little frills going around the sides here. And then there's this kind of frilly pattern that goes all the way around the back and then kind of stops halfway. And as you can see, there is a little cross there to show a strap. And while we're at the back, you can actually see like her shoulder bones or her shoulder blades kind of pushing into where her spine it would be. Again, this is just another added detail that they don't really need to add, but it just makes it so much better. It's awesome. Now also on her arms, you can see that she has these kind of puff sleeves. I have no idea what you'd call this, but it's a wonderful yellow color. It's got this wonderful kind of frill at the end, like 3 different kind of layers. And it's got this wonderful little kind of frill at the top here. She's also wearing white gloves on each hand, and this hand is sticking out with a wave or a salute. Hello! Oh, that's such a cute little pose. And then she also has this one over here holding her basket of eggs. Now, as you may have seen in the beginning when I showed you the 5 different pieces, these eggs do actually come off. So let's take these off for now. We'll check these in a second because I want to have a look together. But yes, you can see her hand here is closed and has a tiny little gap there to put the eggs in. The tiny little gap is actually better because this way the eggs don't fall out when we're holding it at any angle. So that's pretty funky. And of course on this side too, she has the same frilly kind of pattern here on her arms and the same puff points. Moving slightly down the figure, you can see that her whole waist and stomach is on show. She also has a belly button there, and my god is she skinny in this. That's kind of scary more than anything. But then when we go further down, she has these white bloomers on, I believe that's what they're called. These have a wonderful thrill kind of around here and on this side. And then over on this side, she has this kind of like half tutu thing. Again, I have no idea what that's called, but it's funky. And as you can see, there is a pink belt with a pink bow and a white flower on the side. And this very, very nicely matches the bow on her chest and her hair. So it's good to have a common theme going on with this figure. Adorable. Now on the back, you can also see she has a bunny tail. This is lovely and puffy. There's no actual kind of fluff to this, it's just plastic. But there is one tiny little piece here sticking up to add a little bit more of a fur effect to it. It's really, really cool. That's so funky. And moving down from her body to her legs, you can see that her right leg over here is folded and bent so it sticks backwards in a kind of skip manner. And then on this side, she has one thigh-high stocking. This has a wonderful frill at the top. It's actually pretty nicely detailed there. And then some purple diamonds all the way down to her feet. On the inside, there is no such pattern. But taking a more detailed look at her shoes, she has this kind of ruffly thing at the ankle here, and then this beautiful, beautiful pale yellow and purple shoe. You can see that her heel is a little bit different designed, a bit like an Easter egg or an egg in an egg cup, which is pretty funky. And then she also has this little ball of fluff at the end of her shoe here too. This is also the same on her leg kicking over here, so that's pretty funky. The main difference here being that on this leg she has this little piece of clear yellow plastic, which will then go into the stand down here. So there you go, that is our second season spring version Hatsune Miku figure. Now let's take a quick look at those eggs I promised that we'd look at. 1 second. And here we have the basket of eggs, and this looks so cool because it actually looks like this basket has been woven. The pattern on here is so cool, and even at the bottom, look how detailed that is. That's so cool. And then we have 4 different colored eggs, blue, orange, pink, and yellow, along with a handle which can move a little bit. And then we also have this white cloth outline here, so we add a little bit more detail to the figure overall. But this is awesome. So let's put this back on the figure. But there we have it. That is the Hatsune Miku Spring first version figure for 2019. This figure is absolutely adorable, and I highly, highly recommend that any Miku fan picks this up. It is so cute, and definitely becomes one of my top 3 Miku figures in this apartment. And remember, we have about 10 here, so it's made quite a big jump up. Now, this wouldn't be a figure opening video if I didn't give you any pretty shots. So let's take a look. Okay, and let's try and find somewhere for you on the shelf. Let's go for a walk. So yeah, this figure is absolutely adorable. I am so impressed with the quality of this figure. Now we're going to put her on the windowsill here because she's going to go very nicely next to last year's spring figure. I'm not sure if we can make this out, so let's close the curtain just a little bit. There we go. So here is 2018's version, and here is 2019's version. But yeah, this figure is stunning. Again, this is the first version. There are 2 other versions that you can win. So if you can get your hands on those, brilliant. By all means, try to. But they're gonna be expensive. She cost me 1,600 yen in the game center, and I was really impressed that I could win her so cheap, because in the shop already, she was up at 4,000 yen. So pick her up quick, otherwise she's gonna get very, very expensive. But yeah, thanks again for tuning into today's video. If you liked the video, please give us a like, and if you like watching what we're doing, please subscribe. I really do appreciate it. But thank you so much again, and I look forward to seeing you in another anime figure opening video coming to you very, very soon. Okay, bye!